Yeah, they're discussing Bernie's good time there. I think he's playing like a very aggressive Grixis deck tonight.
He was playing Delver.
Yeah, I mean, Delver Secrets is a pretty aggressive Magic the Gathering card.
Sure. Yeah, he top forward an RPTQ with Delver, which is pretty strong.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, so Delver's definitely not a top tier deck.
No, I think it's a deck that Bernie knows really well, however. And I
Sure.
think that can overcome tiering, especially in Modern. Alright,
Oh, Michael Farrell.
Michael Farrell's going to keep. Be prepared. His deck is highly foiled and has
That's definitely something you need to be prepared for.
a lot of different expeditions in it.
Prepare yourself.
So I know personally looking at a lot of expeditions like can confuse me.
Yeah.
Um,
So what do you think that one is?
this is Stomping Grounds, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. It could also be a Wooded Foothills, and I wouldn't know. I only know because it's in play tapped. I have to infer.
Sure. Oh, this hand.
Bernie's got a 6 start here.
Yeah, this is not a good sight for Bernie though. Lots of these
Well, he's
threats
he's
are
got
very strong.
right Grim Flayers. If Bernie has a Lightning Bolt here, he could go to town.
Go into town. Yeah, I'm not a big Expedition fan in like Standard and Modern. Like they're pretty cool for a commander or whatever.
Yeah, I concur. When I play constructed formats in competitive environments,
Yeah, I don't want to play any foils.
I don't want to play any foils. I don't want to play any foreign cards. I just want all my cards to be accessible to all the players so we get the best matches.
That's very noble of you.
Thanks. Alright, so Bernie got not red land here. Meaning,
Definitely a tell for Mike Farrell.
yeah, meaning he's not representing any lightning bolts. I don't know. I mean, I guess when you have the seer visions, you have to go for it first with the fetch land. But I would have at least represented the lightning bolt. I don't know.
So I think he's got a spell snare,
sure.
which is solid.
And you don't have to choose between the two. And spell snaring the known Grim Flare coming down next turn is humongous.
Yeah, it also lets you. It doesn't even look like he has a lightning bolt in hand, but if he did, it would let you keep the lightning bolt for when he played Lily and then minus to kill the Delver.
Right. I'm wondering what the imperative black card is.
Tasker?
Oh, okay. So yeah, you get a spell snare. Cast this thought scour. And then play a tasker. Okay.
Yeah, he wants this Tasker out. This Tasker just outclasses this Grimflayer in every way right now.
Yep. And he still gets the insectile aberration attacks. Is that what the flipped end of that is called?
Yes, Insectile Aberration. So what's interesting here is he'll get to play the Tassiger, and if he wants it, he can cast this Tassiger for 1 and still have Mana Leak mana up.
Right.
And he does.
Leaving Terminate behind even.
He knows that Lily's coming.
Yep, here's Mana Leak.
Yeah, this is not where you want to be when you're playing Jund. Like, you're very much behind the gun here.
Do you think, you like that mixed metaphor? Behind the gun,
Right?
under the 8-ball?
Bringing it back to you.
Yeah, okay. This is where I didn't know what the right line was, coming in with both creatures for just putting lethal on him next turn.
Oh, yeah. The time to be aggressive is now.
He gets to activate Tasker at end of turn 2, returning either Terminator or
Wooded
Lightning
Foothills.
Bolt, depending, or Mana Leak.
Or whatever he reveals. Flare Trigger is going to hit land. I think it's a Colgan's command.
Sure.
Which is typical. Oh no, Inquisition.
Okay. So we just wanted the card in the deck. We didn't want to actually draw it.
Sure.
So Farrell's been convinced by one Lawrence Harmon to add Grim Flare to his deck.
Grim Flare's pretty solid.
If Lawrence Harmon told you to add it, would you put it in?
Yeah. I mean, I'd put it in anyway.
Alright, here's a spell snare for the Tarmogoyf and...
Oh, man, and what a top deck.
Oh, sure.
Almost the scumbag.
Little miss sequencing there, Bernie. Shows him the Electrolyze before he shows him the red land. Just a small bit of awkwardness. So Bernie takes this one down quickly and easily.
So I think Farrell had a Kalitas there.
Yeah?
I don't know why he didn't. I mean, maybe he was afraid of the mana leak or like a snap mana leak, and that's fine to play around, but Kalitas does a much better job of turning that board position around.
Sure.
Like, you get a blank his next attack.
Yeah, I just don't think that's the kind of hand Jund wants. I would rather have a hand with all removal, no threats, than all threats, no removal.
You want discard is the big thing in this matchup. Specifically Inquisition. Yeah, it was a sick Electrolyze off the top.
He had it either way. I mean, even if he just attacks with the Delver and, like, lets the Dark Confidant flip, or, like, try and get a card.
Yeah.
If he takes him to 1, he electrolyzes him.
So if he takes exactly 3.
Right.
So it's I think the average converted mana cost in Jund is pretty close to 2, but it's like 2.2
2.222
something like that.
6767 repeating.
Especially these versions that run Grimflayer really lowers the curve, but normally they play Grimflayer over Kalitas, so who knows?
Who knows?
So the sideboarding here for Jund is pretty interesting because you don't want, typically in the Grixis matchup, you don't want your removal.
Right.
But it's so important to have the right removal spell at the right time.
Okay.
Like if you have the turn 1 bolt for the Delver, you're in great position, but you still want to have like the turn 4 terminate for the Tasigur.
Sure.
So you don't really want to shave too many removal spells, like Maelstrom Pulse probably comes out. I don't know that you want... It's tough. You probably still want Thought Seizes because keeping them off of turn 1 Delver is so important.
Right.
All right. So here we go.
Here we go.
Birdie's finishing up this shuffling.
Yeah, he's a deliberate shuffler.
Who do you like post-board in this matchup? So Grixis Delver gets to take out some of like the redundant counter spells.
Right, and narrow down their focus on that.
Yeah. Yeah, Grimflayer's not great here considering he can cast a Tasigur so early. But if you have the right removal for it, like being able to sequence your plays with Grimflayer and having the right removal when you need it is important.
So, I'd probably still take Bernie on this.
Okay.
I still think I think that like if as the Grixis deck, if you sequence things well, no matter what your spells are, you're going to be an advantage. Whereas Jund, you want to have specific spells on specific turns.
Sure.
And so that makes it much harder to play well.
I got
to
you.
let your play affect the game.
Well, there's
All
a
right.
sequence.
Yeah. All
Good
right.
buy. Probably take the Serum Visions here unless they've got a bomb.
All right. So Bernie also reads him for this that he has to. We might have Bob incoming. Does life total matter here? Can Bernie just take 3? Looks like that's what's going to happen.
Life total matters a very little bit.
Okay. But he's going to be. He's got to. Turning all your cards on, no matter what they are, matters probably more at this
Absolutely.
earliest stage in the game.
So life total matters more for Farrell than it does for Bernie. Like, Bernie's definitely the aggro deck here.
All right. Ooh, he's got a young pyromancer.
Young Peasy is pretty good in this matchup if they don't have the removal right away.
Right. Even if they do, like you played on turn 3, not on turn 2.
Sure.
So you get the counter spell once, and then hopefully untap with it, go nuts.
It's a aggressive hope. So we have instant sorcery land. So this
Okay.
is a 3/4. I'm very interested to see where the Jund deck goes going into next year.
Uh huh.
Like, if something happens with Dredge, that opens up a lot of sideboarding options and a lot of play space for Jund.
Okay. Um, I'm kind of so like I feel like Jund is like a very, it's a deck that can be the best deck if you let it,
Yeah.
and so I'm pretty all right with it being suppressed by this Dredge deck.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I like
Um,
Dredge a lot. I'm not naive enough to think that something isn't going to happen to it, though.
No, yeah, I don't think Dredge is good for the format. I mean, the deck that previously suppressed Jund decks was Tron.
It was Tron and then Ban Eldrazi and now
Does
Dredge.
is that a bad matchup for them?
Oh, it's atrocious.
Okay,
So your only removal that matches up well is Terminate.
sure. And even then,
I mean,
like,
Terminate's fine.
it's good against Thought Not Seer, I guess, but not against Reality Smasher.
Oh, it's great against Reality Smasher. You don't care about cards in your hand.
All right,
You
so
do.
Bernie has Blood Moon. I think he's gonna get basic Swamp here.
There it is. So Blood Moon is going to do a great job of shutting down this Jund deck for a little while at least.
Yeah, just a little bit.
He's got, luckily, the green mana.
Yep. So he's on green, red, and
And
man,
black.
his basic Swamp. He slow rolled it.
Nobody cares about your Blood Moon. Is that a Kalidas in hand still?
I don't know. He can't cast it, so
He does have a Kolaghan's Command, which he really wants to sequence to killing a guy and discarding a card.
all right. So we're just gonna scry here.
Yeah, you definitely don't have priority to kill the Pyromancer before Bernie gets a chance. So Bernie plays it. Michael gets a chance to respond to playing it, but it hasn't resolved yet. And then once it resolves, Bernie has priority again. So this is an interesting situation that Bernie's in here. This Blood Moon is doing more damage to him than it is to Michael at this point.
You think?
Yeah, because he has so many small spells, and a lot of them cost like single blue.
Uh huh.
So choking him on blue mana is pretty rough. And here we have the Grim Flayer. Is this still just a 2/2? Still just a
All right.
2/2. A I think we got a Tassiger coming down here.
All right, here's an island. Here's Tasker's gonna make his appearance.
You definitely want to cast this Tassiger for 1 now that you have 2 islands, so you can activate it.
Absolutely.
He has 2 Tassigers.
He's got this lightning bolt too.
Oh, that's
a murderous
cut. My goodness.
I want some blood in the cut. Can we name this deck Blood in the Cut?
No, we can't. We can't do that. He also has the Tassiger, but now he has Snapcaster Bolt for this Grimflayer, and that's going to be very strong here.
Yeah. I think you just should run it right now.
Well, he doesn't have it anymore because he killed the Tarmogoyf first. That's a little bit awkward. So now the Grimflayer's a 4/4. A rare sequencing mistake. Bernie realizes his mistake now.
Bernie's I'm surprised he didn't cast the Tassiger there.
He doesn't have another black. That's what I was saying about him being so
with
far
the small spells.
under the gun.
So he could Snapcaster Bolt block, but then he still takes the 3.
Yeah, he's still dead.
He was at 5. He just goes to 1 here.
Can't cast him anyway. Throws 2 Lilianas in the bin.
Alright.
So now you've got to get the Tassiger down. That Blood Moon's not doing anything.
No, redundant Blood Moons don't make the non-basics more mountainy.
They become super mountains because they become a super moon.
Yeah, Bernie's really kicking himself here.
So he can Tassiger leave just the bolt. Oh, he just wants to pay all of it.
No, I could have done it even with the
Oh, man.
Unless this is another murderous cut. I think that's a Tassiger. He's flipping through it so quick. Oh, my.
Oh, I see.
That's going to hurt.
Interesting. Terminate, but now Farrell doesn't have any kind of pressure.
Here's some pressure right off the top.
Oh, nice. So this fetch land doesn't no longer hoses him because he gets it's a mountain.
Auto mountained.
All right. So Farrell has black, red, green, black. Here's another mountain. All right. Probe or
Give him the probe.
That's fine.
Pillar of Flame.
It rolls through a card. Oh, here's a Terminate. That's not a small deal.
No, Terminate's a big deal here. So, he's still... No, the Snapcaster's dead. Unless he has another one. He may... No, that's the... probe.
No, yeah, he just wants to leave everything up and pass back. So he's going to play the Terminate, and then he's going to get another Tassiger activation.
So here's the thing. Any bolt from Farrell.
Yeah,
any
obviously.
removal spell.
I'm not saying it's not a precarious situation.
It's a precarious situation. Can't cast.
All right, Bernie
Kalitas.
finds Bolt.
Finds a bolt. Bolt's a big deal.
Bolt. It lets him clear the board. All right, Bolt the 2/2. Terminate the 4/4. Turn him sideways. Holy smokes.
All right.
All right, so he's playing against, I mean...
Playing off the top of Farrell's deck. Can't tell what Farrell's
Here's another
drew.
Bolt for Bernie off the top.
All right. Well, if you wanted this to be a comeback, then this is how it starts. He's this bolt and 2 Tasker attacks away from winning. Goyf is going to
Alright, here's a
stonewall this
Tarmogoyf.
Tasker pretty well.
Well, he's gonna get this Gataxian Probe back, unless he shows him, I guess, a Serum Visions.
He gets the visions back for sure here. Man.
I guess he's gonna get a Tasker back as well.
All right. Tarmogoyf, too big for this Tasker to swing into.
Concur.
He's going to have to block and bolt the Goyf.
Yep.
I think you suspend this Ancestral Vision here, as strange as that sounds.
It may matter.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna block and want to bolt, and you want to activate the Tasker too. And so suspending the visions, like you're using all your mana, but you're not using additional mana.
I don't think he can suspend it and activate Tasker. Is problematic.
Oh sure.
But I think suspending it is better than getting the Gataxian Probe back. I don't know, that might be wrong. He draws the bolt anyway. Combat, I'll bolt you has been announced. So there we go, evening it up at a game apiece.
Man.
Bernie kind of punted there. I
don't know,
don't know that it would have mattered.
Full-blown punt?
It was a full-blown punt.
It definitely messed up.
Modern creates some complicated board states. It's easy to miss things sometimes.
Concur.
All right, let's see. So, I didn't know that Bernie was playing Ancestral Visions in this version.
Okay.
That changes things quite a bit. Like, if he gets an early Ancestral Visions, that's not good for Farrell.
No?
So, if Farrell didn't realize it before and now realizes it, he may want Thought Seizes in the deck again.
Okay. He's on the draw. So I think these turn 1 discard spells against an Ancestral Visions are diminished. Ancestral Visions on any turn after turn like 2 is pretty bad.
It's not great, but I mean, he has so many operative turn 1 spells that are huge that you're not going to hit all of them, and he's going to have to play like a Delver or an Ancestral Visions on turn 2.
Right.
And you're playing Jund, you're not playing like some super fast aggro deck, so if he suspends an Ancestral Visions on 2, it's going to go off.
Right.
Yeah, Thoughtseize isn't great against Ancestral, especially on the draw. But I think you just want to maximize your chances. Like, if you have a Duress, it might be better.
Alright. Couple deliberate shuffles here. We got a nice game 3. It's been an interesting match. Lots of interaction.
Yeah, it's been a good one. Alright, let's see if Bernie can play a little bit tighter. One lander is not being kept.
Nope.
One lander
I'm
and
sure
no
there's
one
some
drop.
one-landers in this deck that you keep.
It's got to be...
Island, Ancestral Vision, Delver, Serum Visions.
Sure. Someone just came and looked at Farrell's hand. Might have been our spotter here.
I want to give a big shout out to our technician today, Jake, getting the stream back up after some round 1 follies.
Major round 1 follies.
And I think we've had a nice tight one here tonight.
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
All right. Spire Bluff Canal.
Serum Visions. So I think he sees a duplicate Tassiger.
Probably ship one of those, huh?
Yeah. He's also got... No, both on top. It might be a murderous cut. Like, those two arts are way too close at this resolution for me to tell the two apart.
Sure.
Let's see what he's got for his turn 2 follow-up here. I think I saw a Thought Scour.
Here's the Thought Scour.
Five-man. He's going to have the turn 2 Tassiger. Turn 2 Tassiger is very strong.
Yeah,
If Farrell has the Terminate here, that's a lot of resources that Brennan just blew through.
Sure.
I mean, it's still great.
So
you still have to go for it.
Two of the fetch lands replace themselves with lands. The Thought Scour and the Serum Visions replace themselves as cards. And the Tassiger goes 1-for-1 with a Terminate.
And there's the Terminate. So the Grixis Delver deck really leverages its graveyard as a resource.
Sure.
So that's the major resource cost there, is that you had to exile your entire graveyard to get that Tasker out. Scavenging Ooze. This is interesting. All right, the Mana Leak. So he has, I think, a Pillar of Flame in hand.
Yeah, which would not have.
Well,
not
he
have
can
killed the
slow roll
Scavenging
it,
Ooze.
and then then wait for him to crack this fetch.
I think Pillar of Flame is a sorcery.
One of them is an instant.
I think it's Magma Spray.
Magma Spray. Fair.
See, now here's where this Pillar of Flame is going to succeed. Because on Bernie's turn, Farrell can't add creature or land. Or can't add sorcery to his graveyard, which would give him Delirium.
That's correct.
So Pillar of Flame's gonna... Yeah, add sorcery speed, be able to take it down.
Exiled.
Alright.
So interesting thing about this Pillar of Flame, it does shut off the snap lightning or snap Mana Leak here.
Right.
He's protecting himself from the Blood Moon here pretty well.
Yeah. I don't know if he could have gotten a swamp there. Is that a... See,
It's an Overgrown Tomb.
An overgrown tomb?
Yeah.
Okay. So he could have gotten a swamp there.
Yeah, he absolutely could have gotten a swamp.
I'm really interested in getting... I guess he has one swamp. I'm really interested in having both the swamps on the board.
Yeah. It's not a huge deal, but, that is pretty important.
Alright.
And that is definitely another Tassiger in hand, by the way. I saw the bananas. I've seen bananas.
Alright.
His Kalidas is...
Figure out which land he's going to get here.
Sure. His Kalidas is one removal spell away from really taking over this game.
Concur. Alright, so Bernie draws an additional land. I think we're going to see the land come into play, Tasker get cast, and be able to be activated. Okay, that's not what's going to happen.
I think he's going to sit back on this Mana Leak.
Yeah, Snap Leak is up. Alright.
Also respecting the Bolt here by not activating this Raging Ravine. Finks. Man, I'd almost be tempted to snap Pillar of Flame this.
Well, as we know, Pillar of Flame is a sorcery. He can do that on his next turn if he'd like to.
He can.
Snap Leak the Finks. Okay.
Snap Leak it.
Yeah, if Farrell has
Oh, man.
Terminate here. Okay, yeah, then Farrell's going to take over this game now.
Yeah, he's hellbent. I wonder if he baited the Snap Leak there. By not playing his third land, or his sixth land, rather.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, because if he played the land beforehand, the Snap Leak would have tapped him. You know, Bernie probably wouldn't have done it, as Farrell could just tap out.
Sure. So he sacked both the Foothills and the Catacombs at the same time and searched for 2, like he shortcutted it.
Right.
So he could have definitely gotten Forest and Swamp. That's a pretty sick bait. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that, like, when you think about a bait spell, like, you have to ask yourself, does Bernie win if the bait spell resolves? Because if he loses if the bait spell resolves, it's not really a bait spell. It's just he has 2 haymakers.
No, but he doesn't lose if the Kitchen Fink resolves. That's what I was saying.
still
I
think
almost want to just sit back on Snapcaster and Pillar of Flame, because Pillar of Flame is insane against Kitchen Finks.
Sure. All right, here's a Tassiger.
Man, the top deck
Jeez,
Terminate.
off the top.
So down to
Yep.
7.
Down to 7. I don't think this... I guess we
Well,
got a young Pyromancer.
Young Pyromancer does even things up here a little bit.
Does stuff. All right. So we can bolt a zombie, get a token.
And then chump the Kalitas with the zombie. I mean, that's not how you're going to win the
Chump
game.
the
but
Cletus
that
with the
can get you there.
token. And then you take 5. It's... Alright, so we're going to bolt the Goyf, get a token, and then we're going to use the token to...
That'll do it.
Alright, yeah, Bernie just got behind there once that Cletus turn happened, and Farrell just... Removal spell after removal spell off the top.
Yeah, he had some pretty sick top decks there. But that's what John's all about. Just getting to playing off the top and then doing it.
Yeah.
So...
Alright. We'll find maybe some